And in Masjid Sharif, the Prophet Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam, he saw that there were less and less people coming to the Masjid. And he inquired about them. And the Sahaba-e-Kiram, those who were in the Masjid, they said, O Prophet of Allah, because your companions love you, they want to act upon every sunnah they hear and they see. Ya Rasulullah Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam, because you keep the roza without standing an Attari, O Prophet of Allah, they want to act upon this sunnah as well. And the Prophet Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam, he was told that because they act upon this sunnah, and they're not eating or drinking anything, that is why they're getting weaker and weaker, and they find it difficult to come to the Masjid. So my dear brothers, imagine, what if we had that same jazba in our minds? What if we had that same jazba, that same love of the Prophet Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam in our hearts? Wallah, my dear brothers, inshallah, our piety, our taqwa, inshallah, will increase as well. So acting upon the sunnah. And Dawat-e-Islami is alhamdulillah, and this ijtima is a sunnah-filled ijtima. We are here to learn the beautiful sunnahs of the Prophet Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam, and that is why, my dear brothers, whatever we learn about the sunnah of the Prophet Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam, it is important that we act upon that. It is important that we act upon that so that people looking at us will inshallah act upon that. And sometimes when we see a brother who is acting upon the sunnahs of the Prophet Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam, there was a beautiful story one of the brothers they told that he was traveling on a train in Pakistan. He was traveling on a train, and he had a couple of brothers who were sat right in front of him. This brother, alhamdulillah, with his green mamashri, white clothes, with his towel around his neck, he was sat right opposite them. So sometimes what happens, people will look at you. This is tabligh. This is tabligh. You are not saying anything, but people are looking at you. And my dear brothers, people can have an effect on their hearts. And these two brothers, they went and they kissed his hands. And that brother, he said, my brothers, I don't even know you. If this is the first time I've ever met you, who are you? And why have you kissed my hands? And then brothers, they said that a brother dressed up exactly like you, he came to our village. He stayed there for a few days. But the way he was dressed, the way he was, alhamdulillah, he was looking, the way he would talk to people, the way he would walk on the streets with his head lowered and with a tasbih in his hand, with Durood al-Paak on his tongue, we were so madly in love with that brother that one day we went up to him, and by looking at his amal, by looking at the way he looked, alhamdulillah, me and my friend, we were both Hindus, but by looking at him, alhamdulillah, we both accepted Islam. So can you see? By just acting upon the sunnah of the Prophet Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam, people have an effect on that. And this is, my dear brothers, what we are lacking. Don't think to yourself, if I walk on the streets with an Imam Sharif, people are going to make fun out of me. This is also a sunnah of the Prophet Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam. People will make fun of you. People will call you names. But don't you think that is a sunnah as well? You are having the opportunity to act upon this sunnah as well. And so what people call me. So what people say about me. It is what Messenger of Allah Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam, and it is what Allah thinks about you. And Allah Azza wa Jalla says in the Quran, Inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. That no doubt those who are pious are close to Allah. We want to be close to Allah. We want to be close to the Prophet Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam. And we want to have so much love of the Prophet Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam, so that inshallah our mind, our heart, our way, the way we walk, the way we talk, the way we dress up is exactly like the Prophet Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam. And you never know, my dear brothers, if the Prophet Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam comes into your dreams, subhanallah, imagine if the Prophet Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam, alhamdulillah, comes into our dreams. We want to see the Prophet Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam. Who wants to see the Prophet in his dreams? Subhanallah. We all want to see the Prophet Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam in a dream. And the Prophet Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam, there are ways. We have that devotion. We have that yearning inside our hearts that we want to see the Prophet Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam. But my dear brothers, seriously thinking to yourself, me as well, I'm in the same boat as well. Seriously, we think to ourselves, the way we dress up, the way we talk to people, the way we eat, the way we are today, and without any namaz, without any salah, we miss our fajr, our zuhr, our asr, our maghrib, and our isha namaz. The only salah, the only namaz we read is Jummah every Friday. Do you think that the Prophet Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam is going to be happy with you and come into your dreams? No. So we need to change ourselves. We need to make our heart such that the Prophet Sallallahu Alayhi And how can you do that? You make yourself pious. You make yourself that capable so that the Prophet Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam can come into your dreams. Unki sunnat mein hai jeena mera. I hope this is our life. This is what our daily routine should be. And this is what we should pronounce in Unki sunnat mein hai jeena mera. Kaise dubega safina mera. Dekh le cheer ke seena mera. Dil hai yaar shahr Madina mera. We want to show the people. We want to tell them, look, alhamdulillah, I love the Prophet Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam. That is not only words. We want to be action. We want to have that action. Our amal should be that when people look at us, they say, subhanallah, he loves the Prophet Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam. That is why he's dressed up like him. He loves the Prophet Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam. That is why he talks to him. You must have seen that those brothers who are pious, alhamdulillah, we have the scholars sitting here as well. We have the Mubaligh-e, alhamdulillah, who are sitting here as well. When you look at them, I met a brother yesterday, and he says, he met an Islamic brother. He came up to him and he says, your beard looks so beautiful. Your imamah looks so beautiful. You look so beautiful. Why? Because he was dressed up according to the sunnah of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. You will not have anyone, my dear Islamic brothers. No one. It is only in our hearts. We have that fear in our hearts. What if I wear the imamah Sharif? What are people going to say to me? Why are we bothered about the people? Why are we worried what people are going to say? Why are we not worried what is going to happen inside the grave? Why are we not worried that if I go inside the grave and I am away from the sunnah of the Prophet Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam, and I am away from the commands of Allah and the Prophet Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam, how am I going to show my face of the Prophet Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam inside the grave? We are not worried about that, and we need to be worried about that. The Prophet Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam is a role model for us. The Prophet Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam is the source of success for us. That is why Allah sends the Messenger Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam to this world, so that we can look at him, so that we can see the Prophet Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam, the way he looked, the way he dressed, so that we can imitate the Prophet Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam. And my dear Islam brothers, alhamdulillah, today Dawat-e-Islami is giving you that message. Dawat-e-Islami is trying to let you know that this is the sunnah. Who told us about the Imam Sharif? Alhamdulillah, Ameer-e-Ahl-e-Sunnat has shown us physically this is what he Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam used to wear. So we are acting upon that. We are looking at Ameer-e-Ahl-e-Sunnat, and he says this is what he used to wear. He used to wear white clothes, and we have said that we will act upon that as well. And my dear Islam brothers, what is the mission of Ameer-e-Ahl-e-Sunnat? What does he want to see inside of us? Why after Why has he given us that? Why do we come to the Ijtima? Why do we travel on the Madinah Qafila? The only reason behind that is Ameer-e-Ahl-e-Sunnat, he wants us to see that we love the Prophet ﷺ, so that we can act upon his sunnahs, and inshallah so that on the day of judgment, or even before that, when we die, when we are inside our grave, and the angels, they come and they ask you questions. Inshallah, the Prophet ﷺ can help us answer the questions inside the grave. My dear Islam brothers, to see the Prophet ﷺ in your dreams. Ameer-e-Ahl-e-Sunnat, he once mentioned a beautiful story about one of his cousins. He says that my cousin, he went to Medina Tayyiba, and he sat next to the Rosa of the Prophet ﷺ. And he sat with respect, and he had that urge, that willingness. I want to see the Messenger ﷺ in my dreams. And my dear Islam brothers, he had that willingness, he had that urge, that love of the Prophet ﷺ was burning in his heart. He says, my eyes were wide open. I wasn't asleep. My eyes were wide